You stare at the text. Gathering at my place Saturday. Your chest tightens, not because you don't care, but because walking into that room, forcing smiles, staying for hours, it feels like drowning. Then the guilt. Why am I like this? Here's the truth. You're not broken. Let's talk. You get the group text. Saturday night at Jake's place. Bring snacks. It'll be chill. Everyone's excited. The responses flood in. I'm in. Can't wait. What time? And you? You're sitting there feeling your energy drain just reading it. You type back something vague. I'll see if I can make it. But you already know. You don't want to go. Not because you hate these people, but because the thought of being in someone's living room for 4 hours, sitting on a couch, squeezed between strangers, making small talk about jobs and weather and weekend plans, it already feels exhausting. And you haven't even left your house yet. Here's where it gets heavy. You can't explain this to anyone without sounding like a jerk. If you say, I don't want to go, people think you're flaky. If you say, I just don't like gatherings, they think you're antisocial. If you're honest and say, being in someone's house with a bunch of people drains me, they look at you like something's wrong with you. So you go. You force yourself. You show up with a smile plastered on your face. And the whole time you're there, you're counting down the minutes until you can leave. You feel trapped, overstimulated, drained, and then the guilt starts. Why can't I just be normal? Why do I ruin everything? Why can't I enjoy this like everyone else? What's wrong with me? Psychology has a name for this. It's called environmental overstimulation combined with social energy depletion. Let me break down what's actually happening in your brain. When you walk into someone's home for a gathering, your brain immediately goes in. You're an honest one. Real friendship isn't about forcing yourself into situations that hurt you just to prove loyalty. You're not missing out. You're protecting your energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. The truth is, gatherings at someone's home are overstimulating for a lot of people. The lack of control, the forced proximity, the unpredictable social dynamics. It's a recipe for sensory and emotional overload. And your brain recognizing that, that's not a flaw. That's self-awareness. First, stop apologizing for your boundaries. Second, offer alternatives that work for you. Third, if you do decide to go, set a time limit. Fourth, reframe what connection means to you. So if you hate gatherings at people's homes, you're not weird, you're not antisocial, you're not a bad friend, you're just someone whose nervous system works differently. And that's not a flaw, that's information. The world tells you that if you're not thriving in group settings, something's wrong with you. But maybe the real question is, why are we all pretending there's only one way to connect? Some people recharge in crowds. Some people recharge in quiet. Some people feel alive in a packed living room. Some people feel alive on a solo walk. Neither is better. Neither is worse. They're just different. And your brain isn't broken for knowing what it needs. So here's my question for you. What would your social life look like if you stopped forcing yourself into boxes that don't fit? If you honored your energy instead of apologizing for it? If you built connections on your terms instead of everyone else's? Think about it. And the next time someone invites you to a gathering and your chest tightens and that familiar dread creeps in, remember this. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to suggest something different. You're allowed to protect your peace. The right people will understand. And the